What's up, everyone? So in today's video, I got tired of how dull the Buick was looking, so we're gonna buff it out. Here I got the all-important buffing wheel, the most important tool that you'll need. Here I have the wax for afterwards, and to finish it all off, got our buffing compound using Meguiar's just regular rubbing compound. You can pick it up in any auto parts store. And a bucket of water to moisten your buffing pad so you're not doing it completely dry. So let's get to it. So when I last did the tow truck, which that one's pretty bad as you can see. Come on, open up. This one probably don't need as much. So we'll do like 4. Actually, we'll do lines. Yeah, there we go. Maybe dots there too. I'm no detailer, so it's kind of a guess. Also, we were back at the house because, well, don't need to be at Steve's for this. Also, you want to make sure your pad is damp, like I said, so it doesn't burn up the paint. So let's try here, just, you know, dab it. Okay, that might be a little bit too much water. Let's see how this spot goes. So I think the water just washed it away, so let me grab my rag. Yeah, let me grab the rag and wipe this away. So it looks like that little bit did do something. The paint might be too far gone though. Too roached out, which some of the body guys I talked to are saying it might be like that. But we'll keep going. That feels like it's dried out a little bit, so we'll put a little bit more on and keep on trucking. Yeah, that's looking really good. And another thing I like to do when the pad starts to get like this, just kind of dip it in there and just do a couple swirls with the buffer. Just like that, it's already pretty clean, and then make sure you squeeze it a bit. Get that water out. Then just to make sure. Maybe dab it on my pants a little. I still don't like how wet it is. That's a little bit better. This back panel looks pretty bad, so hopefully it turns out okay. Yeah, that's what I was worried of, that the pitting would be too bad. So here's the back panel done. Doesn't look too bad. I really like these corner pieces, how well they turned out, nice and shiny. But tail piece here still looks about as deep fried as a 2016 meme. And that probably has to be wet sanded before you can buff it out. But I'm hoping at least most of the car turns out like this. I know the roof won't. The roof looks really bad. Well, let's keep trucking. Going on here. Like, it feels smooth, it looks a little bit reflective, but it's also super faded. I don't know what that is. Probably bird trap or something. Well, you look at here, it's nice and red, and then this is all faded. Hopefully the rest of the car isn't like this. This pitting or whatever this is just eats up all the polish. I wish there's somebody I could figure out how to get rid of it. Figured real quick I'd do the bumper just to mainly get the spots off that got flung on here, but also so nice and polished up. around to the front because that's the part I want to get shined up the most, because I mean that's the part most people see and the part that looks the best. So okay, wipe that up and see how that looks. Yes, look at that. Well, time for the rest of the front end, or at least the rest of this. This one we're going to start from back here. Look at that color in the sun, all that metal flake, that looks nice. Now this spot was already done a while ago, but just so it matches, I'll do it again. Now I'll do the actual hood. I know this roof is fried, but I'm gonna at least see what it'll do. Oh, it's good, man. See what happens if I go over it again. Also, probably help if I cleaned out the pad too. Okay, let it dry off a bit, and then we'll do another run on the roof. Try this again. That's what I like to see. everyone. So it's been some time since the last clip. It's like almost November now, and I think, if I remember correctly, I was filming in like August. So things didn't really go to plan while I was driving it. There's a rear main seal leak on this, and the oil light refused or decided not to come on when the oil level got too low, and I spun a rod bearing. So it's parked here at Tony's farm, and I never actually finished buffing it out, because like there's, I think, 1 or 2 spots on the roof. There's a little bit more on the trunk I wanted to do. So some spots here and there. I never cleaned up the splatter from the buffing compound. So maybe next season, after I get the bearing issue fixed, we'll finish it up and hopefully it'll be sold. But don't worry, when snow falls, it'll be in his barn. So if you like the episode, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share, so other people can see this, and hopefully the channel grows and work on some cooler stuff. I've got a couple things I'm looking at online that I want to get to buy that hopefully is a lot cooler, and also there's a square body. So stick around for some as I finish some projects and start new cooler ones. See you around. And remember, save them, don't scrap them.